It would take 634 trillion years to count to 26 trillion. That's a big number. Our minds can't really fathom such large numbers. We can't conceive of them. If we started counting right now without any pause, without any rest for the next 50 years, all we would achieve is reaching around the number 1.58 billion, which is 0.00025% of the way there, or 1/400,000th of the way. Our imagination maxes out on these incredibly large sums. We need analogies, not raw digits, and that's exactly how biblical symbolism works. Numbers and images that point beyond themselves. Human number sense is logarithmic, not linear. Our minds evolved for tracking a few animals or a couple dozen berries. After a few hundred, it becomes increasingly difficult to picture the exact amounts. All we do then is start to consider them being, a lot. With the extra zeros, we don't really feel the scale, we just know it's bigger. So reading 26 trillion, well, that's more pattern recognition than it is comprehension. You can imagine 20 apples, right? You can maybe imagine 200 apples. But 26 trillion, that is unimaginable. So we use analogy instead. We say it takes 634 trillion years to count to it. Still impossible and still a enormous number, but you can feel the time to a certain extent. Or you might say 26 trillion grains of sand could dust India. Again, almost inconceivable, but you can picture that. It gives it some weight. See, humans never really needed to know the difference between 4018 and 4019 berries. We just had to know there was enough to feed us. That's why ratios matter more. Is the herd twice as big? Is there enough food to feed the whole family today? Logarithmic thinking is efficient because small numbers get fine detail and large numbers get compressed into a lot. Our brains zoom in where differences matter and zoom out where they don't. That's why 1,000 times bigger makes more sense and lands better than saying 19 sextillion more. This is important because the Bible often uses symbols and numbers in the same way. The 1,000 years in Revelation isn't about mathematically counting 365,000 days. No, it's symbolic shorthand for completion, right? It's a complete contained window. This is symbolic, not a literal duration. The sign doesn't point to itself. It orientates us toward the reality that it represents. Biblical symbols work like signposts, okay? They don't exist to be stared at. They exist to point you somewhere, to transcend themselves. Misreading them literally, that's like standing under a Jerusalem signpost and thinking that you've already arrived, when really it's multiple miles down the road. Symbolic literacy is the skill of reading these signs for what they are. Without it, you either shrink them into something they're not, or you inflate them to mean things that they were never meant to mean. Understanding that our minds operate through analogy and compression helps us to approach the scriptures on their own terms, right? We accept that 1,000 years is not an accountant spreadsheet, okay? It's a spirit-given symbol pointing to a reality greater than the digits themselves. And once you see that, the text opens up. You start seeing the signs not as endpoints, but as doorways. And this is just one piece of the bigger picture. My book digs deeper into this, not just the 1,000 years, but the whole symbolic framework of scripture and how full preterism makes sense of it in light of first century events. We talk about biblical timelines, prophetic patterns and why recognizing signs for what they are completely transforms how you read the text. If you've ever wondered how the church missed the end of the age, or how to reconcile prophecy with history without twisting either, this is for you. You can find the link below, and I'd love to hear your thoughts once you've read it. Thank you. As always, I'd like to thank everyone for their support with the book thus far. We are just starting to roll out. We're really in the early stages here, and I just want to thank everyone who has purchased a copy. I'm sure we'll build more momentum as the months go by, but so far we're sitting on 4 reviews from the USA, 3 reviews from the UK. We've got 1 there for the Kindle, and I just want to point out that Sam Frost, critic of full preterism, sitting here with 19 reviews, and then up in the ante here, Anton LaVey, 11,308. There's a number for which we are using logarithmic thinking, because that is an incredible response to Satanism. So I believe that, I'm optimistic that we will be able to beat those writers. Sam Frost probably less problematic than Anton LaVey, but marginally so. So I'm only playing. But yeah, thank you so much for your support. The best way you can support me right now is by picking yourself up a copy. You got it on Kindle here. You have paper and hardback copies, and I think a lot of efforts went into the writing of this book. It's been beautifully typeset and edited by Whitf and Stock, and its tone is really warm and inviting. The most ardent skeptic could have this book placed into their hands, and I believe they'd be very comfortable reading it. So whether you're a skeptic, whether you're someone who is keenly interested in these things, or just someone looking for a fascinating history and story and is excited by the idea of unveiling prophecy, this book could be for you. So thank you once again, and God bless. Speak to you all again soon.